18 viewers waiting, 28 likes already. Welcome to the video, Arm Wrestling fans. I'm Pradeep from Arm Wrestling News, and today we have two special guests with us. Now you can only see one. Wayne Withers will be joining very soon. Hollywood Don Underwood. How are you doing, sir?
Doing wonderful, and we won't miss Wayne. I assure you, we're going to be just fine right here. So,
right. So the purpose of this interview, this visit of these two great arm wrestlers on my channel, is the 23rd April Arizona Championship. Wayne Withers and Don Underwood are going to have a right-handed super match. If I'm correct, Don, it is a best of 5 super match.
yeah, that's what I understand. I mean, sometimes those changes come at match time, but I'm fine with 3 or 5. It doesn't matter. I think we'll know who the overall winner will be out of first couple matches for sure.
Right. So I'm sure you have already answered the basic questions dozens of times on YouTube, but the sport is growing so fast right now that it is kind of inevitable to get these questions again and again. So how did you start arm wrestling?
Started arm wrestling just, I found the love of arm wrestling after Over the Top kind of hit the theaters in '86. Started looking for arm wrestling. There was no internet, so it was really difficult to even navigate to something like that. Found an ad in the newspaper for a state fair championship. I went to it and then ended up getting on a postcard mailing list from 2 different companies, and just kind of started chasing it from there. And as you know, social media and internet and everything else made it a lot easier. So yeah, I've been doing this. My first tournament was in 1990. So I've been doing it a few days.
32 years.
Yes, sir.
So Wayne is saying that it is asking for a meeting ID. I'm not sure why it is asking him that.
Just send him the link again. It should go right through. He's going through Zoom. He just needs to hit the link that you're on. So just tell him to hit the link that he's saying. You should link him right to it. I don't want to get an idea as if he's going through Zoom.
Right. Guys, you can ask some questions till Wayne Withers is joining. I'm sure Don will be happy to answer that. So how did this match happen? Like, did you get a call or is it something that you wanted? So who called you for this match?
Tim Talmadge called me for this match. Wayne asked for this match in a Texas match when I was ranked 8th or 9th. He was 14th or 15th, and I didn't really like the match. I'd pulled Wayne before, a long time ago when he kind of first started. He reminded me of that, and I wasn't super excited. Wayne is, because he's not so animated, I think it just kind of takes some of the bite out of the match for me. But then, you see him running around and pulling all these guys, and he's been in some matches, he's not been in some matches, but I appreciate his drive. So it makes sense to me now that he's ranked so high, especially. I'm excited about it. I'm pretty confident about where this match is going to end up, but that's probably a little bit deeper into this conversation. But yeah, Tim Talmadge set this match up, and I think it'd be a good one.
Right. So where is Wayne ranked exactly right now? And what is your rank in North America Super Heavyweights?
I don't pay attention to any of the rankings. I'm sure mine's somewhere 11, 12, 13, 50. I don't know. I really don't have a clue. I know that it doesn't reflect where I'm at. I've got a lot of physical issues going on with my hips and low back. So I'm learning to arm wrestle different than I ever have before. If you followed me over the years, you know that I was lightning in a bottle, one of the fastest arm wrestlers in the world. Very difficult to slow down. And by the time I got you to the pad, you were just starting to arm wrestle. So I won. I got as high as, I think in the popularity rankings, 4th in the world. Was consistently beating Devon, which was number 1 in the world, which I don't know why they didn't give me that. I probably agree with it in their ranking There was these styles make matchups. Devin's style never worked, to his favor when I pulled him. But if I turn around and pulled like, some of the Europeans, I'd have some difficulty with them. But still prevailing, So Wayne's, I think he's somewhere in that 7. I think he's 7th, just above Corey. So it would be Todd, Corey, and then Wayne, I believe, because he beat Chance. So, I mean, he's a tough matchup if you go a certain direction with him. I think if you go another direction with him, that it'd be a little bit simpler. But I don't know because I haven't gripped up with him in over 10 years.
Right. So, Arm Wrestling viewers, please welcome Wayne with us for the first time on Arm Wrestling News. How are you doing, brother?
Good, brother. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Wayne, can you turn your phone sideways? It will just fill up the screen and it will be better for the viewers. So we were asking that where are you currently ranked, Wayne, in North America?
I believe they got me ranked at number in North America right now.
What was that? Your audio cut off for a bit.
I believe they got me ranked at number 8 in North America. Yeah.
Right, 8th. So I've already asked this question to Don Underwood. I'll ask you this once again. So how did arm wrestling start for you? In what year and what was the incident? Uh-oh.
I'll rephrase it for him and speak a little slower.
I can't hear crap. That's what you got.
So how did you get into arm wrestling? This was my question.
Okay, I got you now.
Uh-oh. The connection is really bad.
Yeah. Oh, I just started years ago. Just started hanging out with him. That's about how it took place. And then years later, I got to go to my first tournament when I was like 20. A little tournament, little local gym that I went to in Carthage. So yeah, that's how it all started. I went there and beat everybody, and then I got on the road and started training. Started going.
Right. So I have another question for both of you. And this question is not very frequently asked to arm wrestlers because arm wrestlers right now are not full-time arm wrestlers. I would not like to say as a hobby, but they have a job separately. So starting with you, Don, what is your job currently and how much time does that job allow you to compete and train for arm wrestling?
I'm in over-the-road truck sales. So Kenworth, Peterbilt, Freightliner, large truck sales. I can do really what I want to do as far as schedule. So it doesn't hinder me from doing anything, but I mean, I think you're spot on. I mean, the American market arm wrestler is a hobby. I mean, unfortunately for us, we're not government funded like the Europeans are. And as I've always said, if we became government funded or even sponsored, nobody in the world would compete with the talent that we carry over here. It's just, if we're on a level close enough to those guys that literally get paid to do it, I think it kind of speaks miles of what we would be if we had the opportunity they have.
So how much time is your job taking off from your day? Like, do you get enough time to train for arm wrestling?
I don't train daily. I train twice a week. Wednesday nights for about an hour or two, and then Sunday for the same. So probably 2 to 4 hours a week, plus my gym training. So we're pretty specific. As you know, arm wrestling, it takes plenty of time to recover. A daily arm wrestling regimen is nearly impossible. It would literally take tons of supplements, and it's almost physically impossible to do an unnatural movement as much as a lot of people do. But it would take a daily focus, and it would have to be an income-based situation. Nobody wants to go through that pain like we have to go through to be great at this sport.
Right. So Wayne, same question for you. Did you get the question? Was the connection good enough?
That's connections, guys.
So the question was, what is your job right now and how much time do you get to prepare for arm wrestling matches?
Right now I'm in this college, and I'm there from 8 to 4:30 every.
Yeah, it's bad connection, right?
Right. So, Don, we have a supporter, a super chat for you. Big Don fan. Looking forward to meeting July 9th.
Day,
What is
Monday
on
through
July
Friday,
9th?
and I try
Don?
to train.
Wayne's still in question number 3.
Wayne, your
That's
connection
all right,
is
Wayne.
really, really bad. You have to switch places. Otherwise, it is not going to work.
That dial-up connection you guys got down in Mississippi. You guys will get technology down there one of these days. They're a little bit slower than we are. I love them to death, but yeah, man, you got to get out of your treehouse and go near like a McDonald's and catch that Wi-Fi, brother. No, July 9th is the Monster Factory pay-per-view. I don't know who is doing that. I'm going to be commentating and running comms for them. It's really what I love to do. Some of these super matches are a little bit early for me. COVID slowed my comeback down. I'm really about 25% into a comeback. Training was just very difficult to do. So, July 9th will be commentating, but these super matches are fun, but I don't think people realize what's going to happen in the next couple of years with me. It's going to be a difficult situation for anybody. That's for certain.
All right. So thank you, Phil Woody, for your super chat. And Don, talking about commentary, you mentioned that. Do you realize that just with one big commentary, one famous event, commentating on first event, you are already the second best arm wrestling commentator in the world right now, as per people's opinion, after Neil Pickup. I uploaded a video and I mentioned that Don Underwood just killed it on the microphone. He was one of the best commentators that I've heard commentating arm wrestling. And I got hundreds of comments praising you, what you did that day. Like, your commentary skills are off the chart.
Well, it's funny you say that. I've been second to Neil Pickup for a long, long time. I've been doing commentary for a long, long time. I've been paid to do it, traveled, done it. Neil's exceptional. He's very knowledgeable, especially on the European side of things. That's the difference between him and I, is that he's a lot more involved in that side of it. It's simple knowledge and being able to talk about the athletes and give the viewer, just the information to make them a lot closer to the match. And that's that'll come, I think, start leaning toward me, especially in the U.S. market, once I know these arm wrestlers a little bit better. But Neil's a fantastic guy. I'd love to do something with him and co-collaborate. He's a friend of mine and an absolute joy to work with. But I've got my own version. I even got some Neil Pickup. I can do some voiceovers with his Kansas City Hollywood Don Underwood. Yeah, we used to make fun of him when he did it when we was over there in his market, but he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll be definitely looking forward to your commentary in the future as well. And as you mentioned, knowledge is a big part in the commentary. Like, what separates number 1 and 2 in commentary, I would say, is only the knowledge. You are definitely at par with Neil in the commentary. So Travis Beginashville is in the chat and he's asking, how many times did Don and Devon meet in super matches or tournaments? Can Don give us an overview?
Devon and I we've met several times. 3 that I can really think of that is worth talking about. The Arnold Classic in Columbus, Ohio, in 2010 was my first Arnold Classic championship. Devon was ranked number 1 and had just a class of studs. I fouled out Devon day 1. He had fouled out against Ryan Espy, so we both had a loser's bracket, and then ended up pinning him on day 2 with a flash pin, which shocked the world. And then you guys remember the Arm Wars from the end of 2010, which says 2011, where, Devon and I had an epic, probably one of the greatest matches of all time. It's ranked number 5 for him, but I'm not sure that's the case. He got away with one, and good for him. Like I said, they wanted him to win a whole lot more than they wanted to see me win. So that's my opinion. But that being said, and then we pulled in the Game of Arms season 2. Had a good tug, and he ended up winning that one. But those are the 3 times, and I prevailed in, well, at least one. The other one's biased, but you guys will have your own opinion on that one.
Right. So, Don, we have seen that you gave really good fights and defeated Devon. And at that time, without getting too much into the details, you were not going through the really one of the best times in your life, like emotionally or in personal life. Still, you were at the very top of the world. But right now, you have changed everything, your lifestyle, everything, food habits. And right now you're just living a really, really healthy lifestyle. But still the results, without being disrespectful, I would say results are not showing to that level that you were in 2011, 12 or 13. So what do you think is the reason for that?
The COVID. My comeback, I really haven't. I mean, like I said before, I'm about 25% into a comeback. I literally just had one tournament and then COVID hit and nobody would train. So, I mean, we were, really hit and miss. And in order for me to be great, it has to be a consistent training, table time, gym time combination. So these super matches have kind of slowed my progress down as well. So after Wayne, I'm not really going to take any matches and I'm going to focus on training. And then I want to come back and make a big splash. I hope to do well with him. I let the referee get in my head with BJ, which is Wayne's training partner, and they are very close. I had some real good success doing what I wanted to do after the match with BJ. And like I said, Wayne, it pulls a lot like him. I know his style. His hand is tremendously good. So I'm working on some ways to take that out of the equation. I had a great training session last night with Stephen Green. If you know Stephen's a horse, and I was very successful there. So I feel super confident. My strength level's gaining, but it's going to take consistent training and table time along with it in order to be what I can be. And guys, I'm literally 30 or 40% into this thing. So I've got a lot more to give, and you'll see a lot more soon. So I do agree with your assessment, though. Yeah, it's a little disappointing if you're an Underwood fan, but trust me, stick around. It'll get better.
Right. So we saw that you had some troubles containing the top roll of BJ Fokakis. He's 6'6", and Wayne Withers is even taller than him and probably a better top roller. So how do you plan to stop Wayne Withers' top roll, knowing that he is going to probably hit the same direction with more force and with more leverage?
Well, again, I let the referee, when they set the strap, it was on my wrist. It literally was not below my wrist. And if anybody knows, when you're in a strap, you need it below your wrist. If it's on your wrist, it will torque against your wrist and force it backwards, which really took me out of the match. It made me focus on being pissed at the referee, and took that really focus that I had in that first match where I was really wound up and focused and won. And then I just didn't let it go. Finally was let it go toward the last match, which we had a pretty good tug. You can't pull those guys that way. You have to control the lanes. And again, it's just a learning error on my part. Wayne is the same way. Big hand, post top roller, dips. There's a lot of ways to beat that move. And I know how to do it. It's a matter of implementing it and doing it without lifting my elbow, which is my biggest flaw right now, trying to transition to the right lanes. But I'm super confident. I got a game plan. If it don't work, Wayne's going to look real good. If it does, I'm going to look real good. I don't think there's going to be an in-between on this one. It's going to be one-sided. Did I lose you? I can't hear you, brother. I don't know what happened here. My mute's not on. Is your mute on?
All right. My microphone was lost.
You.
Yeah. So Phil Woody UK is mentioning that Don is an inspirational guy. So happy he has a loving family around him. Long live the Bam brothers.
Yeah, my man. He's been around a while. We've had a lot of fun, a lot of success, and I think you're going to see that crew coming back a little bit. Michael and I have a great time when we're together, and you just kind of realize why you were so good when each of you guys inspire one another, and make each other better. So I'm hoping to do a little Band Brothers tour back to the Arm War stage in the next year or two, and make some noise European style, man. That's a lot of fun. I'd love to do that sober and enjoy the experience. And but I want to be 100% and ready to be the Hollywood that people want to see. And I've got a few things in my way, so I'm getting a little healthier now. Got to get a hip replaced. Just I know that Cody Merritt just went through that, so I need to talk with him and how that went. But once these things get fixed, I don't see anything in the way of me going back to that top 10 in the world again. So I look forward to it.
Right. So what is your age?
I'm 49. I'll be 50 in May. And like I said, I feel like I'm still just, man, I'm so strong. It's hard to explain to people that may not understand that if you consistently train and take care of yourself and diet and the right supplements and, don't abuse yourself with a bunch of unnecessary gear is what they call it. Just be healthy and train. You can stay young and there's something called man strength. I don't think a lot of people understand, maybe if they're 25 or 30, that they're not even close. Man strength comes 40 to 60 years old. I mean, you remember getting snatched up by your grandpa when you were smoking cigarettes out back. It wasn't supposed to. Holy shit, that hurts. I think I've got another 20 years, 10, 15 years at least of oh my God, that guy's strong. So, I can't wait, man. This is a great sport. If I'm able to go to the gym and still, I'm taking 225 and doing 50 reps or 315 and doing 25 or 30 reps at my age. If I dedicate myself to the arm wrestling table to do the same thing, I mean, I think people's going to be in trouble. I really do.
Right. So guys, the event is going to be on 23rd of April, and Don Underwood and Wayne Withers are going to go against each other. The event will be live streamed on Arm Wrestling TV. It will be a pay-per-view. You can go there in person if you want, if you live anywhere near that area. And the fees will be $40, and you will be taken care of with food, with drinks. I've also heard that. So good care will be taken if you go there in person. And Wayne, I have one comment for you, Stax, saying Wayne is such a good fella. Hate the way Hearn talked to him when they pulled the last time. So what exactly happened? I am not so sure if Wayne is able to hear anything I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you guys
Okay.
now. I had trouble with the Wi-Fi. No, me and Herman go back and forth. I guess he just feels a little threatened by me. I'm not sure what the deal is with Herman, but he always usually starts something before every tournament. So it's either the way I'm setting up or something he don't like, or it's always interesting when me and Herman get on the table. Sorry guys, I'm in here late, but like I say, I've had trouble this morning for some reason.
It's all good, buddy. It's all good, my friend. We're glad to have you. I wanted to chat with you and kind of get this thing hyped up a little bit. Not necessarily doing a Herman thing, but I do got a little shit talking coming for you. I want to make sure you understand that, as good a guy as you are, I love seeing you in person, shaking your hand. But I'll tell you what, I hope you get it confident and come at me, head first on that table, because I'd love to have something to be mad at you about on the game field.
Oh, sure. Just the fact that you even think you can compete with me, that says a lot.
Yeah,
this hand right here. That's a lot of power right through there, guy. A lot of power.
Yeah, that's a big old hand. We're going to try to take that out of the situation, though. So I've dealt with guys like you a long time. So you are impressive, but like I said, we're all training to try to get back to that top 8. And congratulations, by the way, on your rankings. You definitely earned it, buddy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Wayne. I'll tell you, and I want as much heat as I can get from you. I respect you, but I want to beat you real bad. So yeah, it ought to be a good time, brother.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun. I consider you a big threat. I actually met you at my first tournament. You probably don't remember, but it was the Nationals 2009, Little Rock, Arkansas. And back then you wore a flat top. That's before you started shaving your head. So
I don't have much choice.
Yeah, I remember that real good. I remember
Tell us about
meeting
that
you.
match.
Well, me and you didn't compete that day.
Okay,
I went 2-0. I went 2-0. A guy from Nevada, I believe. Man, I can't even call his name. My second match was I can't call his name either.
That's all right.
I remember.
Well, your name's all that matters now. So.
Right. I remember meeting you, and I remember meeting Richard Lukes and Michael Todd, and I didn't know who you was, but at the breakfast, I think the first day, if I'm not mistaken, was maybe like masters or maybe amateurs. I can't remember if they even had amateurs at that tournament, but
maybe.
I remember the next morning at the breakfast table, you were so into talking about arm wrestling. I remember seeing you there, and I was like, man, this dude must be pretty good. And I want to say you took third in the open that day. I think Richard Lukes got first.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. That's a long time ago, and if you don't remember, I was doing a lot of drugs back then. I think especially that tournament, I was pretty wound up. So, yeah, I think we did a bunch of bad stuff for about 8 hours trying to drive there. Walked in there like a zombie. But no, yeah, it's I don't remember, Wayne, but I'll tell you, it's funny. You bring that up, and you probably know this better than anybody now, being one of the kind of the faces of the big boy arm wrestling. There's always gonna be somebody out there wanting to come up, shake your hand, take a picture with you, and I bet you at this tournament or that tournament, or I've seen you here, and there's hundreds of people that's gonna come by, and unfortunately we can't remember all of them until they actually make a difference in our lives. And I can definitely tell you now, I know who you are. So and I'm excited to say that I'd probably call you a friend. I call BJ. All you guys down there in Mississippi are just good dudes, man. But you guys do become fucking cocks on the table, and that's what's so much. I love that, because that's what it should happen. That's our battleground. And yeah, friend or not, man, I just love the way that we can get violent and be just great friends afterwards. You know as well with BJ. I mean, you guys are boys. What a great dude, man. And like I said, I think the world of all you guys. You guys are always polite and gentlemen, but you always bring a good battle on the table. So I appreciate the opportunity and look forward to it, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, my man. I'm telling you, me and BJ, we have had our fair share of fights over the years. Yeah. A lot of matches between.
You're very lucky to have a talent. My training partners used to be, and you'll know these names, Stephen Green and Nick Zenna. So when you have that group, like you have BJ and you have Andy and you have all those guys down there that are so big and strong, and then you go over and you got the man boys and you got everybody up in pedal. Good God, you guys are putting out a crew, man. All the way down to Dustin, which is going to be on the pay-per-view card. Super impressive group. One of the best. It reminds me of Kansas City back in early 2000s. We just had, it didn't matter. You could walk in the room and bump into a national champion. It's so sick.
Yeah. I remember you guys had a lot of talent out that way. If we just took over and we put the guy out of the equation here, my man, the host.
Is there somebody else involved? Where the hell is that guy? Yeah.
I was writing in the comments of the live stream that it is a pleasure for an interviewer if the guests just take over. It makes my job so much easier. And I'm like really, really happy because of that. So Travis Beginachvili was mentioning that Pradeep, as an Indian dude, are you able to understand what guys with heavy Southern accents like Wayne Withers are saying? Yes, I can. Like, we are someone who grew up watching WWE. At that time, we had not started learning in English. For us, English learning experience starts from when we are 6-7 years old. But we were watching WWE even before that, WWF back then it was. So yes, understanding American accent has never been a problem. Irish, if you're talking about Irish accent, that can be really difficult to understand. So Wayne, I was asking you before your video cut off that what are you doing right now for a living and how much time do you get to train? Like, I heard you say that you have been doing tough physical work since you were 13 years old.
Yeah, as of right now, I'm a college instructor at Hines Community College, and I work from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And I get in the gym every morning about 4:30 to 5. So I get 2.5 to 3 hours every morning in the gym for training. I do that at least 5 days a week, sometimes 6. And then I usually do a couple of hours cardio in the evening time. So I stay pretty consistent with hand and wrist and training. I mean, if you want to be able to compete, you have to stay pretty busy, training. Mm-hmm.
Right. So I heard, no, actually Don told me that you asked for this match. So what after this match for Wayne Withers, if you win this match and if you lose this match, and why did you look out for this match against Don Underwood?
Well, we was toying with who we could pull out in Arizona in the pay-per-view, and Don's name come up, and I said, sure, it'd be a great match. And I didn't really personally ask for him by name. It was just kind of thrown towards me. But I was excited to get the match, definitely. And next, I'm not really planning nothing that I'm really serious about until the Mr. Olympia in Vegas. But I'm going to hit up a few tournaments. I'm going to go to the one in Tulsa, Oklahoma, May the 28th, and I'm going.
You might see a guy you know there. You might see a guy you know there.
Where about?
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be
there.
there.
You're going to be out in Tulsa.
I am your official commentator. So yeah.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to chat some more out there. Good. That's a hell of a card.
Is that going to be the one in Tulsa? Is that going to be like, you're going to pull too, or just commentate?
I don't have any plans, Wayne. I guess if we have something happen on the 23rd to where maybe I missed something, or I'd be even up for just jump right back into it if we have like a close battle or something. But yeah, right now I'm just planning on enjoying the trip. I've got there are 2 stages to the Tulsa tournament. There's a Friday night tournament of some sort, and then a Saturday tournament of some sort. I don't know the details, but it's 2 different places. One's a baseball stadium. It's it looks like it's going to be a hell of a deal. So I don't know. I just signed a contract and negotiated a kind of just to be involved in something to see where it goes. But yeah, I'm not planning on pulling, but depending on what happens on the 23rd, I might just have to scream out loud and have to holler back at you. Never know.
Yeah, I'd be preparing for that if I was you.
Yeah, I love the confidence, man. I'll tell you, and that's and as well you should have. Like I said, I haven't pulled my best. Especially you pulled Austin. I watched you pull Austin. I changed techniques in the middle of the Arnolds and realized that I've been pulling wrong. And I found out kind of with him pulling. If you notice him pull me over when I'm capping, I was just trying to post only. And then when I started low hand top roll, he really couldn't even move me out of center. Strong kid, but that's when it started sinking in a little bit. Sit down on the pad and do things different. So Wayne, you're kind of the first opponent of mine that's going to get a little bit more of a knowledgeable puller of the different techniques. So I'm really excited about this match. Like I said, I really think it'll be one-sided, one way or the other. I mean, you have got a tremendous hand and an arm that's so impressive. I know your style. You can look at every match. I know where it's going. It's not like you're going to drive in a hook with me. And I hope to God you think you can, but we all know better. We're going to use our strengths. And like I said, I do believe it's one-sided. I look forward to it, man, so much. Like I said, I respect you as an arm wrestler, as a human being, but I also know you get pretty wound up on that table, and that's going to benefit both of us.
Definitely so. And so I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind trying to hook with you. I want to see what my power is like right there.
I think you should do it probably 3 out of the 5 matches.
So Wayne, my question to you, Wayne, is when was the last time other than Marcio, I would say, you faced a guy who has wins over Devon Larratt.
That would probably be way back to Matt Mass. He's got a few wins on Devon Larratt, don't he? I believe.
Got one or two. Matt's a tough arm wrestler.
Yeah. With Marcio wouldn't agree to pull me in this wall setup, and that I'm not that I'm a little better puller in that wall setup. So that's how I pull Matt Mass. Sorry.
Close your thumb, close your hand, go.
Right. And that's according to Tim, that's the way this match is supposed to go. It's supposed to be wall setup.
I'm fine with anything. Like I said, here's the problem with arm wrestling now today for guys like me and potentially you, Wayne, is every other tournament somebody's using a different rule setup. So it's really difficult to train goes and setups because it's like, all right, we're going to do WAL rules, but WAF goes, and it just starts getting so confusing. So a guy like me that lived and died on a hit is wondering, I don't even know when to go. So I hope that we can find a consistency of setup so we can all kind of, be prepared. That's the hardest thing for me right now is so many different setups and rules. What do you think of that?
Oh, yeah, I agree. You go to one tournament, it's USAA, the next one's AAA, the next one's WAF, the next one's WAL. I just prefer the WAL because, my hand, I like the low hand top roll, and in the WAL setup, that's basically where you start. So
yeah,
that's really dangerous in that setup. So I've never been beat. I haven't been beat in years in that setup. But like when I was pulling Marcio, and he's over here in the corner and WAF, and he's already loaded, and they say, go with it.
Correct.
And it's just
correct.
Straight down.
Yes. So, Marcio loads all the side pressure in the world, as well as I do. And I don't get it. I mean, I lost to him at the Arnold's doing the same thing, Wayne, and I've never lost to Marcio. So yeah, setup with Marcio is tough, especially if they're allowing him to load side pressure. It is a difficult match. I do agree with that statement there, and I can see how you can run into serious problems.
Right, and not taking nothing away from Marcio, I should have done my homework better. I mean, I should have studied that setup a lot more, but I thought my power would be enough, but no. I do believe if we would have started that match low hand, close your thumbs, close your hands, go, it would have been a different match. Not necessarily saying I'm winning, but it would have looked a lot better than what it did. But yeah, hats off to Marcio.
He's a tough match. Yeah. Don't let him engage his power. When he engages his power, he's an elite level that it's hard to explain, but you kind of get the gist of it. So yeah, I can understand now watching the match with you and you saying that, it makes all the sense in the world. That, yeah, I believe it would have been a different matchup potentially with different rules.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, and I believe I'm thinking if nobody else is thinking this, it's definitely on my mind that you're probably going to be one of the most dangerous opponents I've ever had, and the reason is you've lost the last couple of times you got on the table. And in my mind, that don't mean that you're weaker. That just means that you're pushing that much harder. If you would have won those last two super matches, I would say you'd be kicked back all the way to our match. So by losing, it makes you more dangerous in my mind. So,
and I agree with that statement, just like you. I mean, there's, I set up with BJ after the match with him, and when I had my game plan, and when I set up with BJ and after the match, I mean, I was completely dominant. But again, that's not always the way it goes. If you get a perfect setup, obviously that you're going to win. And that's where a lot of people get up there and say, well, I pulled him here and I've done this and I beat him there. Well, was it in a match or was it in a tournament? No, because as well as I do, Wayne, practice we're all going to lose, and we give a lot more than we would like to. So as much as I'd like to think that I can do what I want, we all know better. But I've definitely learned a lot from the losses. I've changed my style a lot. So if you've been watching me, I'm a completely different puller. So I'm just going to let you know that what you see is not what's going to show up. And if I do resort to old tactics, you're going to have your way. I'm just not strong in those lanes anymore because of whatever reason. But the new stuff that I've got is pretty impressive. I pulled last night with a super strong guy and usually can't even fuck with his hand, and I just blew his hand over like it wasn't there. So I feel like, well, again, I'm coming in confident, and you've got more hand than anybody wants to grab up. So it gives me that little bit of drive and confidence that I need to face a guy like you for sure.
Right. Well, I can tell you, it's gonna, when I squeeze your hand, it's gonna collapse it. I mean, it's gonna feel like,
Oh, is it?
It's gonna feel like a pair of pliers each finger, and it's
Yeah.
not like the guy you're training with. I can promise you that. It's gonna be like steel. So
yeah,
that's what I would be.
I hope you do that, Wayne. I really do, and I hope it does, because I know exactly how to counter that and bring it on. I'm not scared. I'll tell you that.
Right. So when I clamp down, you're good with that. So
you can hey, listen, come on, get you a little bit. That's all I gotta say. I don't run. I ain't running from that. I want you to clamp as hard as you can when I bust that wrist back. I really do. And I know you're thinking, this guy's crazy. Well, again, we can all dream.
You know what I'm thinking? If you can bust my wrist back, we're going to we're in Arizona, we're going to call the Tucson local news out to see that, because it's just going to go that way. Yeah. It goes this way.
Well, like I said, you may bust your own wrist back. Like I said, let's tell the truth here. You get in the wrong lane with the wrong guy, and you've felt it before. But like I said, I'm super confident. I know you're a big mountain, but I've climbed over plenty of them before. So I look forward to it, man. Like I said, I love your confidence. And I know that, like I said, off the table, we can truly say we're buddies. But yeah, man, get your little attitude up here and pull the best out of me. I'd love that, man. I love you coming confident. That's only gonna put a little fuel on the fire.
Right, yeah. Oh, totally. I'm 100% confident it's going to be 3-0 on me. I got too much hand, too much power, too strong right now. Man. It's going to be like hooking a Mack truck.
Yep, Mack truck's a good truck. I sell those trucks. Matter of fact, I agree with you on that. Your assessment of a Mack truck is strong.
Do you sell the log trucks, the day cabs, or what?
I sell everything, all makes, all models, worldwide. Yeah. Come on, we'll freight them to you wherever you're at.
Well, last time I talked to you, you were selling Harleys, so it's been a while.
That was 2013. Yeah, no, I sell Kenworth, Freightliners, Peterbilts, Max, you name it. Yeah, I've got them all.
Oh man!
So holler if you need something. Even all you Indian folks, we got freight companies. We'll give them to you. See that? You didn't know I was taking this opportunity to advertise my business.
Right, for sure. So I think, Don, that you are going to be an underdog in this match in many people's eyes. I asked Ryan SP what are his thoughts about this match, and he also believes that Wayne Withers is the favorite to win this match. What do you have to say about that?
I think everybody's right. I think 100%. You got a guy that's coming back that's old and crippled, that's about 30% into his comeback. So yeah, Wayne's definitely the favorite. But that's what happens in comebacks. We take losses to get better. He's a worthy opponent, but you guys got to remember, when I stopped arm wrestling, I was beating Devon, I was beating Marcio, I was beating Travis, I was beating Dave. It didn't matter who they were. I was beating them all. So this is just a comeback. And if I got to take another loss to get better, I will. But yeah, I'm not afraid. It's all part of the process. But yeah, he definitely should be the favorite. He's earned his spot. But he's going to know I'm there. So.
Right. So guys, I would like to draw your attention to the other matches as well. I can see in my background, we have Coach Ray from Voice of Arm Wrestling versus Artem Ternenko, the Russian spy from Top Roll King Productions. What are your predictions about this match? And how much do you know about these guys?
I'll go first if you don't mind. First of all, Artem is jacked. He's huge, in case you didn't notice. Ray is impressive as well, training with a lot of guys. He gets to hold a lot of people's hands. And he's a strong guy. I've never personally gripped up with him. Artem is strong, and he's a confident arm wrestler. I don't know if it's cocky or if it's confident. Either way, I like it. So that ought to be a fun match to watch. That's for certain. The other matches, if you don't mind, I could jump on into as well.
Right.
The Toby match and who's he pulling? Paul.
All, yeah.
Dude, Robbie is so strong. Paul's side pressure and poster. That's interesting matchup. I personally think Robbie wins that match. Robbie is a horse to pull Michael out of his press. I know Michael won, but Robbie is an impressive left arm puller. So, who else we got on that card?
I'm not sure if I know much about the other guys. I can see the photo. I think his name is
Corey
Brent
Miller.
Rakers versus Zinkey. I can't even read that name.
That's Adam Wazinski and Brent Rockers.
Williams versus.
Yeah, that's going to be a nasty match. Brent Rockers. If you don't know who that is, you need to know, because he has been a consistently badass dude for many years. Had an injury for a while, but Brent was a multi-time national champion, won everything everywhere he went. And this Adam Wazinski kid, super strong. So that's going to be a hell of a match. I don't know where that's going to end up.
Don.
I agree with you. It's going to be a fantastic one, 100%. If you jump over to that Corey Miller, that's a match that he's pulling.
Giannis,
What
yeah.
do they call him? Giannis. Just nasty. Those two guys are ridiculous. Man, what a card! I haven't seen a card like this in the U.S. in a long time. Wayne, we're kind of like bottom of that thing, man. It's a good pull, man. I'm honored to be a part of it. But there's such a deep. I mean, we're talking. I love watching this stuff, so it's gonna be fun.
And I'm just sorry I was late to the party, because we got to get more advertisement out on this event, because there's a lot of really good matches going on here. So when I reached out to talk to you guys, I'm trying to help promote this tournament, this pay-per-view as well. And it's not just me and you. There's a lot of really good talent going to be there. I'm predicting the most grinded out match to be between Brent and Adam. I think they're going to just sit center table, and they're just going to stall out. I think that they're a really close match. So I think Artem takes Coach Ray. I think Nancy Nation wins her match. I think Paul Passmore is going to shock the world and beat Robbie. My predictions.
All right. So we are going to talk about some past events and a little bit of the future events. There was one question from Phil Woody UK. He was mentioning that. Let me get back to that comment, please. Marcio. So he's saying that both guys have pulled Corey West. Perhaps early predictions for Corey West versus John Brezink, which is going to be the main event on July 9th, Michael Todd's event.
John Brezink.
You picking John, Don?
Yeah, John. I pick John anytime. He's too crafty, and Corey's susceptible to what he's gonna do. So
Corey's a good friend, but it's really going to test his hook when he goes inside with John Brezink. So I'm leaning towards John Brezink as well. But like I say, Corey, best of friends. I hate to pick against him, but when Corey's going to go inside, I just don't know.
I think it's going to be I think John's smart, and Corey is got some lanes that are just stupid, as he's shown with Todd. I just don't think he's going to be able to get into them. See, I think the thing with Corey is that he trains so much with Michael Todd, and he shows his training to everybody, especially these elite guys that they're going to pull. And John can look at that match with Michael and know where to go. He's not going to jump in a hook when he might test it. But I think John's going to slip, go straight to the strap, control him with his hand and back pressure. And that's how you have to beat Corey. It's hard to do, but John's the guy that can do
it. So I would like to know your thoughts. What were your predictions or opinions before the Michael Todd versus Ryan SP left-handed super match that happened yesterday.
Wow. Oh, that happened yesterday?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't call Michael. I guess I should have called Michael.
So so you haven't watched the match and you don't know the results yet, right, Don?
I have no clue what happened.
Who are you picking?
So this could also be a prediction, even though the matches have already happened. This could be a prediction video as well. What is your prediction?
So I think Ryan probably won. I think Mike won 2 and Ryan won 3 is my guess. I don't know. That would be what I would. I think Michael would get a couple of the press pins.
And Wayne, have you watched that match or do you know the results?
Yeah, it was a little it was bad for Michael Todd. When he would try to go in that press, Ryan was so powerful, it would just it was like looking at the old Ryan Espy, one of the most powerful lift pullers I've ever seen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe he hurt Michael Todd's feelings a little bit. Yeah.
So he won 5-0.
I can't remember the exact. I just seen a couple of matches.
So the final score was 5-1 for Ryan SP, and Michael won Michael won the last round, and people were saying that Ryan SP didn't really give it his all.
Yeah.
Like when you have already won 5th, then he kind of let Michael attack and he was not able to stop his press. So that is how Michael got his one last round. And the other match was Matt Mask versus Tim Bresnan. So Don, what do you think? How did that match went?
I think Matt would top roll Tim, in my opinion. That's the one. Tim is super strong. I think Matt's top roll Tim is what I think. So I don't know the result. Tim probably won a 1 or 2, but Matt's a hard. If he's trained like I think he is, it looked like he was when he was training with Devon. It's gonna be difficult to slow that down.
Wrong again.
Tim's so strong. I suck at this. So let me give my prediction. I'm going to give my predictions of our match. Then Wayne wins 3-0. I've been wrong about the rest of them, motherfucker.
Damn. Hey, we didn't ask you. We didn't want to hear that. No. We just asked about these other matches,
So in the beginning, Tim Bresnan contained Matt Mask's top roll. He was able to stop him, bring him back, and looked like it looked like Matt had nothing for him. But then Matt also fouled out twice, but Matt was coming back towards the end. He won the 4th round and the 6th round. So it looked like if they went for a couple of more rounds, Matt could have won both of them, maybe. But it was really difficult. It was a PL event, so the reffing was really, really strict. If you move on in referee's grip, foul. If your elbow pops up even 1 millimeter, foul. If you slip like this with your open fingers, intentional slip, foul.
Yeah.
So that was what's going on.
I like the rules where you can pop your elbow a little bit. I don't slip and all that other stuff, but I might lift my elbow here. I've been fouled out so many times with these tiny hops. It irritates the shit out of me because I'm in the match. But yeah, no, I see that. Tim is one of the most difficult arm wrestlers I've ever pulled. I've had a couple of great matches with him, but just, oh my God, just so much back pressure. And he gets in a lane and it's not even fast. It's just slow and painful. So when you said that, yeah, it makes sense. I've been there, done that.
So let's talk about the future matches. A lot of controversies going around about the Devon versus Levan super match, about the rules. Devon, for the first time, we are seeing that he may not be handling this situation very comfortably in the mind games department. He seems to be genuinely pissed off. So are you guys aware what the contract issue is between those two?
I was watching it this morning before you guys called. So yeah, generally a little bit.
I'm hearing something about the strap. I'm halfway paying attention. I don't get in too much of that, but yeah, I don't know exactly.
let me elaborate here on this a little bit. I'm a fan of the sport. I've been in the sport long enough to give my opinion. And like I said, I watched a little bit of this morning. He's talking about strap only. Levan says there is no rules in the contract. Well, Devon showed there's some rules in the contract. So he's talking about, and if you start doing this with Devon will change rules and do rules to benefit him. He always has. I was on the executive committee, what they call the elite committee for the WAL when it first started. There was 13 elite arm wrestlers, and the meetings were just a shit show. It was Travis and Devon's time to try to get everything their way. So when it comes to rules and stuff like that, listen, man, there's, like Wayne and I has already discussed, it's simple. Put your elbow down, close your thumbs, close your hand. Let's get going. Everybody, and like I said, I personally think Devon's going to make rules to benefit him, and that's all there is to it. So he can get mad all he wants, but arm wrestling's been around for a lot of years, and not a lot of people have a problem with it because we go and we follow the rules that are there. So if there's an argument about rules, it's because it's going to benefit him. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
So people are saying in the comments that it is a typical Devon Laird pre-match mind games, but I'm not really sure about that. Devon Laird right now is in a place that he has never been before. Like, he has always been the most loved arm wrestler, but right now Devon is not only the most loved arm wrestler, but he is also the most hated arm wrestler. I'm quite sure if we count the number of haters, Devon Laird is by far number one right now. It used to be Michael Todd about 1 or 2 years ago, but it is definitely Devon Laird right now.
Well, that's because people are seeing what Devon's all about. I mean, anybody can put themselves on. Hell, I could do it. Make a YouTube channel and tell everybody I'm the best arm wrestler in the world. People watch it long enough and they don't see anything, they're going to believe it. Devon's a good arm wrestler. He's beatable. Okay, simple as that. But he's going to fight and bitch and cry about rules. I mean, he is. I hate the guy as an arm wrestler. I despise him. I don't like him as an arm wrestler. He's a crying, whiny, disrespectful man on the table. I don't like him at all. Off the table, he's a good dude. But this is about Devon. This is about Devon winning, because if Devon don't think he can, there's going to be an argument and he's going to cry about it. And that's fact. I've done it. I've done it with him 1,000 times.
Right. So when I was talking about the match between Matt Musk and Tim Bresnan, I said that it does not look good for Devon Laird going into his preparations for the Levan match because of a couple of reasons. Tim was recently defeated, handled pretty convincingly by Derek Smith. Matt Musk lost to Tim Bresnan, and Devon Laird recently said just about 1.5 months ago that Matt is still really difficult for him to control in round one. His hand even now is really difficult for Devon to control. And that guy lost to Tim Bresnan, who lost to Derek Smith. And Levan, as Tim Bresnan told us, is levels above him in terms of the strength and everything. So this is what I said. And a lot of people were commenting that it is Devon. Devon always practices in losing positions. He gives everything in practice, which is true. I'm not denying that. But when was the last time we saw Devon Laird totally overwhelm, totally dominate Matt Musk? Never. Their matches have always been close. So people saying that it is Devon just practicing, allowing Matt to hit, it isn't really true. Like, their matches also go that way. Always close matches. So what do you guys think Devon's chances are against Levan going into that match June 25th?
Well, he's got an excellent chance. He's got good chance. Let me tell you, my left hand sucks. It's really bad. And our left-handed state champ is Brad Mann. And I can beat that guy easy left-handed. And he'll turn around and beat a whole room full of people that I can't beat. I don't know. It's just styles make matches. So maybe that's why, Matt Mask gives Devon trouble with his hand. But if anybody in North America can beat Levan, Devon definitely. He can do it. Don't underestimate that guy. That's like Don said. He's going to bitch and whine about the setup and everything else, but it doesn't mean he's not one of the best arm wrestlers to ever compete. He's definitely really good.
And I agree with that statement. And I was listening to Devon this morning, and here's the funny thing is, Devon said we can change the rules. Yeah, we can have 5 minutes to set up. We can do. And what he's wanting to do, it's all coming to stamina. When you start playing with your hand, your arm's going to blow up. You got to adrenaline. There's a lot of things involved with the setup, and you just listen to him. But strength-wise, Levan is, I just think, worlds apart. But Wayne, you made a valid point. You've got a guy that knows how to the psychology of this sport. There's no better, and that's Devon. He is. And that's one of the reasons I don't like him, because maybe he gets in my head, but it made me a better puller when I did it, but I don't think everybody else is going to have that mentality. So it'll be interesting. Strength wise, I don't think anybody in the world can even hold on to Levan, but if Devin gets his way in the setup, especially, and gets him any kind of fatigue factor in his hand, it could end up being a real long, interesting match.
Yeah, if it was me, I would try to put like 3 or 4 good sleeping pills in Levan's Gatorade about 30 minutes before the match. That would be my strategy. Good sleeping medicine.
Wow.
Crush it up, put it in his drink.
Don, you should be careful.
Wow. I feel like I'm going to wake up with a sore ass and a headache. You're going to roofie me, Wayne? I think you just, he was telling me that we're going to go on a date, and I'm not going to remember much of it. Yeah.
So let's get back to your match once again. Stax is asking, Pradeep, ask both about their experience pulling Dave Chaffee and feeling that power he's famous for. Don actually faced him before his injuries also. So what are your experiences against Dave Chaffee?
You going first, Don?
I'll go first, because I've got a lot of them. I don't have you talk about power, but I always kind of beat Dave up. The last time I lost to Dave was on Game of Arms, and he was definitely 2 years trained, and I was 2 years into drugs, so it was very impressive. When I pulled him the last time was in Columbus in 12. Him and I battled back and forth. I mean, and he was getting into that high world rankings. He's a super impressive guy. His power now, because he trains the way that he does, it's gonna be difficult for anybody to beat him. He's twice the man he was when I pulled him before. So that's hard. But yeah, back in the day, he was. I spanked him every tournament nearly. So, but them days are. Hopefully, I'll see some more of them, but that's going to be a difficult road to get back to that level.
I pulled him in September a couple of years ago in Ohio. I wasn't as strong as I am right now, but it's just his hand is so great in that strap. I mean, he's got a really strong hand. And I pulled him at Mr. Olympia. It come down to me and him for the $10,000 prize, and I think that I probably pulled the strongest version of him as ever been, because he had been training for Levan. He just got back from that match with Levan overseas for about a month before that. So I probably got one of the strongest versions of him ever. But when I try to turn in low hand top roll, he just takes and gets on top, pushes it down. So I definitely going to have to pull him a different way next time, maybe just in a high hook or something. It's hard to take his hand and top. I think Alex tried to low hand top roll, tried to top roll over him. It's just hard to get around him. It's such a strong wrist. Definitely got to do a different approach. Like we was talking earlier with the technicalities, you got to come at Dave with something a little different. Travis Bajent told me before I pulled him, he said the best advice I got against pulling Dave Chaffee is you need to be moving before they say go. So, and if you notice, that's how Travis won Vegas in 2016. He was kind of starting. He was jumping the gun a little bit,
It's called a rolling start, and Travis is great at it. There's only a few guys that can get away with that. It's very difficult to slow somebody down when they're moving. Wayne, I think you should have probably squeezed his hand like vice grip or pliers. Maybe you should have tried that, since you were going to telling me all that. You forgot to leave. You didn't bring your pliers that day, huh?
No, my pliers are stronger now than they was back then. So
nice.
I've really been working on my pliers.
That's good. I love it. I hope you break my hand.
So guys, over 70 people are watching online, and Carlos Joaquim is saying, what an awesome live stream this is. Thank you very much, brother. Before we end this stream, we have been on for about an hour, I think. My final question to you guys separately, Wayne Withers, why do you think Don Underwood does not stand a chance against you on April 23rd? Or do you even think that?
Oh no, not a chance at all, man. I'm just too powerful. He's just he's coming back, and he's messing with the wrong bulldog to be coming back again. So no chance at all. I just way too powerful for him. All it is to it. It's going to be 3-0. It's going to be fast. Don't blink your eye. So it's not going to be the most entertaining match to watch. It's just going to be quick. It's over quick.
You don't like watching grown men cry. You don't think they'd like to see me cry, Wayne? You don't think that'd be entertaining to the world?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm not into it, but maybe some guys would like to watch it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, guys. I think Wayne's pre-testing those roofies on himself right now. He might be in a different place because he definitely has the opportunity to beat me. He has the opportunity to beat me 3-0. He's going to have to be the best version of himself. I've been training real hard. So I think you'll consistently, every time you see me, see a better version of me until you see that guy again that everybody was afraid to pull. So I wish you the best, Wayne. I look forward to the match. Be safe in your travels. And can you give me 2 roofies? Because it takes 2 to get me in the sack, just so you know. I'm a big fella.
No, I don't have to use the medication with you. I was just talking about Levan.
Right on, guys. Right on. Well, I appreciate you having us today, party.
Right. So any outro, any promo that you want to cut, or any message for the viewers, where can they watch it? If you can mention it, it will be good.
Definitely got to watch the pay-per-view. Tim Talladge and Arm Sport Entertainment. Top Roll has new clothes coming out. If you didn't know, I had a clothing line called Top Roll Arm Wrestling Elite. I had Top Roll gear for years, and we are bringing it back to market. So they will have them. Look at my Facebook page; you'll see some examples on there. But we'll have our first line back out there with Tim and I. He's my partner now, and so we got some good stuff. But that pay-per-view is going to be spectacular. That's where you guys get to see Wayne Withers lose to Don Underwood. So everybody pay attention.
No, they're talking about the one this year.
No, not next year's.
I'm
old. My man.
Wayne, any final message to the viewers? And Wayne Withers has a YouTube channel. I know that I've seen him commenting on my videos, and I'm subscribed to his channel as well. So guys, please subscribe to Wayne Withers' channel. And Don Underwood, I forgot to ask you one question. Have you ever by any chance watched of any of the videos on Arm Wrestling News YouTube channel, my YouTube channel? I doubt that.
I watch you all the time, and I did hear you say how good of a commentator I was, that your people wanted to know who the king of the table 3 commentators should be, and it should be me. I pay attention.
That means a lot.
Good stuff, brother. Anything arm wrestling, you can guarantee that I'm going to support, man. I'm about the sport and not about an individual. That's the difference between me. Kind of like, Neil. He's for the greater good of the sport. So that's what it's about. Keep up the good work. We appreciate you supporting us.
Thank you. And I'm really, really grateful how the arm wrestling elite community just accepted me into the arm wrestling world without even actually doing anything on the table, just based on my passion, my interest into the sport, and something in the form of news that I can provide in terms of value for the arm wrestling community. So I'm really, really blessed and really lucky in that matter. So guys, please check out Wayne Withers' YouTube channel, and the event Arizona State Championship will be on 23rd of April on Arm Wrestling TV. It is Schoolboy's channel. You already know that. So please tune into that. And thank you, gentlemen, for joining. Pleasure talking to you.
Yeah.
See you guys. Thanks. Appreciate you.
Don.
Take care, Wayne.
You're going to be commentating everything from now on. I'm going to retire you on April 23rd.
Oh,
just
shit.
remember that. So you're going to get put on the sidelines a whole lot.
I understand. Well, it's just like I tell the rest of the elementary school kids. It's always good to have hopes and dreams. So keep up the keep dreaming and chase your dreams because they won't chase you.